problem.
Whose kids are smelling bad?
Nick Rekieta's.
Oh, he was neglecting his kids, like, for real.
Well, according to the reports, like, yeah, his kids are coming to school, school with like closure in the same week. Which, I grew up with a single dad. I mean, like, my dad, I wouldn't wear the same clothes ever, but I mean, maybe I could have been stinky. My feet sometimes stank. I don't think my dad should have been thrown in jail, but it obviously rose to a point where, like,
no, there's no. Listen, I'm borderline degenerate. I do some really questionable things, but my son comes first. Yeah, but my son comes first, man. Like, with everything. Do you know he does? Like, he does. Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck it. I couldn't imagine a world where, like, but my son doesn't live with me, and he's got 8 pairs of Jordans at my house and 3 pairs of Yeezys. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would never. How can you neglect your kid, man?
Well, what happened was, I think Nick had a nanny. I'm getting eaten up about this. On Alex, you and I are different. I think you were probably raised with a little bit of money. I was raised dirt poor with 8 brothers and sisters, and my parents had drug problems too.
See, I'm an only child, and I was like, I'm the king of the house. I'm the only kid. Yeah,
we had to do for ourselves. I mean, so here's the thing. I think Nick's kids had a nanny at some point, like a week ago, and that nanny was fired or quit, and suddenly the kids are like, it's been 3 days and I haven't changed my clothes. Well, yeah, I mean, the nanny was fired a week ago. You're going to have to, at some point, or left a week ago, at some point, you're going to have to do the stuff that she used to do for yourselves. But we used to do this all the time. I mean, it was just part of, you'd have to make a sandwich when you got home. You'd have to forage through the refrigerator to feed yourselves and your siblings. And also do your own laundry. Like, you didn't go to school smelling. If you didn't have clean clothes, you didn't go, Mom, Nanny. You did your own wash. And some of the older kids, you got a 16-year-old in the house. Some of the older kids would take care of some of the younger kids, and that's just like normal. And most of America, when I say that, goes, "Yep, that's how I grew up too. Yep, that's how I grew up." And a few people who I think are insane retards are just like, "What? That's asking kids to like feed themselves and do their laundry? That's insane. That's child neglect." And I think that's the divide in America today between maybe Generation X and these new Zoomers who.
I'll put it this way though: if your kids are becoming self-reliant and you're telling them, you got to do shit yourself, that's fine. If it's because you're having a coke-fueled orgy in the other fucking room while all the kids are home.
Well, let me ask Ethan. No, Ethan, let me ask you.
The kids don't know that.
Well, no, wait, hold on.
You would never know if a couple went in your parents' bedroom and everybody was on.
They don't know that.
The
kids are little kids. They don't know about sex. Like,
Ethan,
I'm sure the 16-year-old
knows.
16-year-old probably does, but the other kids are just like, what in the world is mommy and daddy's friend? They don't know about drugs. They don't know. We didn't know what my parents were doing.
They would all 4 sleep in the bedroom. Did you know that? They would all 4 sleep in the same bed.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
So you're telling me a house full of kids wouldn't figure out that mommy and daddy have their friends in bed with him? I mean, I'm not trying to be like blow the whistle and say, I don't think Nick was neglecting his kids necessarily, but you're telling me, did your parents ever have 2 parents sleep in their bedroom?
No. But what I'm saying is this. I know, guys, we're adults. And so we're so far, like, we're like, are kids stupid? Kids live, like a parent creates the home for the kids. It's like creating water in a goldfish bowl. To a kid, whatever mom and dad are doing is it's what mom and dad are doing.
What do you think the kids think right now if they're asleep or whatever? I'm just saying they see mommy and daddy, they're in a hot tub where they're drinking beers. If you're a 16-year-old kid, you know if your dad's abusing alcohol. I think if your parents are addicts, you probably knew before you were 16. So like, you don't... Okay.
I had no idea what my parents were up to because I was concerned with myself and my own life. I had no idea. I didn't care what my parents were doing.
Did you see your dad drink a lot of beer?
No. My dad, my dad was my dad had like a whole fucking marijuana hydroponic farm.
That's
not
even a big deal. That's not even a drug.
My dad was, yes, it was. It was a big deal. He was growing drugs for the mob in New Jersey.
Well, your
I had no fucking idea.
Your dad's cool, dude. You're complaining.
It is cool. You're right.
It's a biatch. got you.
You're
That's
right.
pothead.
It's
Dude,
all
that's
cool, but you know what? In
Nice.
10 years, cocaine's going to be legal, and then this is going to look
No,
silly
it's
too. Oh, yes,
not.
it will. Yes, it will.
But Ethan, let me say this: if you are nose guarding a little bit, which I respect you because
I'm not
but
at
I'm
all.
not. If I was friends with Nick, I would have his back. I've never really gotten along with Nick.
No,
He doesn't really like me.
I got a knife ready for his back.
No, it's not
seriously.
that. I know,
Yeah.
but this is what I'm saying. His real friends should be saying this. In this day and age, when you buy cocaine, it's not even usually cocaine. It's like meth with like very small amounts of cocaine. And now they put fentanyl in it. There's people that are dying at a rate that nobody's ever seen. People should be seriously worried that Nick is ingesting in his nose drugs that are bought from whoever the fuck
I don't
online.
care. I know what you're saying. You're like
one line
you're,
though, and they used to tell you.
I don't
Dare.
care what he does. I'm talking about
But
his
I'm
kids.
saying with Dare though, they'd be like one line, you're dead. That's true now. There is fentanyl. People take one pill of something at a concert or something, and they die. So it's not like a game. You're not testing this. Nick doesn't know what the hell he's getting. He's getting it from some whoever, some
then
dealer.
He's already dead. Let's worry about his kids.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I don't care. Like, the adults in this whole situation, it's like, they've made their bed. Their path is what it is. The kids can still be salvaged. The kids need to, society needs to be worried about where they're going. And I don't think the worst thing in the world is that they have to, it's like, oh, my clothes smell and I'm hungry. Well, we would have laughed at them. But we would have been like, no, you got to do your laundry. Yeah, your parents are fuck ups. Welcome to the club. Everybody around us has parents that are fuck ups in some way, going to jail for this and that. And you do have to kind of pick up the slack at some point and grow up.
You see, I come from believe it or not, I know you wouldn't believe it, but I come from a really, really, really good background. So like, I know what my kid should or shouldn't see. You know what I mean? And I make sure that he's not exposed to any of it.